I'm asking my YouTube viewers what type of video you'd want to see me watch. Now, I know I've made this video quite a few times. I'm going to get to why I'm making this video in a second here. Now, if it's anything dangerous, illegal, I'm not going to do it. If it's anything immoral, I'm going to sit down and think about it. Probably wouldn't. It's going to have to be something I know a little bit about, or if somebody wants to join me and do something that they are familiar with, we're going to talk first before I make the video, kind of figure out what they've got in mind. Some chick wants to join me for a DIY video, maybe troubleshooting air conditioners, electrical work, appliances, where I have the camera for you, or you hold the camera and I go through it. I'd be open to something like that. So far, nobody has made me that offer. Now, a few days ago, I was watching this video. I like to periodically watch these videos, how to improve your YouTube content for small content creators. Now, most of these guys are talking out of their butt and don't know what they're talking about, or whatever they're talking about is not going to be of much value to me. But anyway, this guy was pointing out the fact that this YouTube content is just not, the viewers are not just, in my home country here in the U.S. It's global. YouTube is worldwide. YouTube has a auto dubbing feature, with the video. So the person watching my videos might be listening to me in Punjabi, maybe Russian, Mandarin, Chinese, or German, Spanish. Spanish is like the third most spoken language in the world. So, yo hablo español solo un poco, muy poquito. I can kind of hold my own in Spanish, or Ich verstehe ein bisschen Deutsch. But back to content. There may be content that I could create that would be of interest to people in other parts of the world. That, they may say, well, James, if you do this or do that, we'd love to see you do it. Now, if you get out in the desert and you're showing from the pretty desert, I'm going to do that anyway. Sometime when I get a chance to get out in the desert, there's several places that I can drive with an hour's time, make a video out there. There's one place in Rainbow Valley, not real deep, but just past the houses. Now, I haven't been out there in years. I used to like to go out there with a couple of handguns, take some cardboard targets out there. But I'm going to tell a story here in a second here. We used to like to get out there, fire off a couple, maybe 40 or 50 rounds, then pack up the target so I'm not trashing up the desert. I remember, I said probably 25, 30 years ago, I was out there. In fact, I was out there with my daughter. I'm going to tell that story again also. Not the same spot. But anyway, I was out there shooting cardboard targets. And this is a deep part of Rainbow Valley, miles from the houses. And I could see a cloud of dust off in the distance. So I said, well, that's a vehicle tearing across the desert. And, of course, I was firing in that direction. So I said, oh, boy, I bet I put a bullet through this guy's vehicle, maybe a sandrail or car with stand tires or something like that. But anyway, I just said, well, I'm going to wait till this guy crosses. This guy, come across where I was at. He waved at me, I waved back, and he just kept on going. So I guess, my bullets weren't flying down that direction, because I was, shooting down into, it was in a kind of a little ravine there. I was kind of shooting down into the sand, so it would, hopefully it wouldn't hit a rock and ricochet back and hit at me. But anyway, another time, this was before the 1993 no venting law. I was there with my daughter, her mom. I had my daughter up on my shoulders, man. She used to love to ride up on my shoulders. And this is when she was barely learning how to talk. I bet she doesn't remember that. But she was a tiny little girl. And but anyway, I can say she's an adult with kids of her own now. But anyway, she's on my shoulders. I think I had a 9mm handgun at that time, and we were shooting at Freon cylinders. They, the liquid was out, but they just had vapor pressure on them. Like I said, this was before, July of 1993. That I think it was maybe May of 1993 or something like that. Just before the no venting law, and me and about 3 or 4 other guys had gone down there, just to shoot down in the desert. This one guy was the brother of a friend of mine, and he was Air Force police, an MP, and he had his service weapon. He just wanted to go down there and fire a couple rounds out in the desert. And my daughter goes, she, after we was all finished, finished shooting, the cylinders were full of bullet holes. She looked at him and she goes, "Somebody put holes in those cylinders," not realizing we're shooting at them. But anyway, if somebody wants to. If someone in another part of the world wants to see me make a specific type of video that I may not have thought about making, or some chick, I know some chicks that speak Punjabi. I know one chick that speaks, what's the language of Oh, I can't think of it. It's one they speak in Brazil down there. I can't think of it now, but it's about a quarter Spanish, quarter. It's some English words in there, and there's some Malaysian words in there. I can't think of the word for the life of me now. But anyway, if she wants to make a video in that language, I don't know why she would. If somebody has got some ideas, say run them past me. If I'm up for it, I'll do it. Otherwise, I'm just going to make a few videos that I think my viewers would be interested in. If you got some ideas, run them past me. I may or may not do them, just depending upon. It's got to be something that I find interesting. It's got to be something that I have a little bit of knowledge of. If I don't have any knowledge of a particular subject, it would be kind of pointless because I would just be talking out of my butt. Okay, love you. Let's keep life interesting. Let's keep life exciting. And this YouTube thing is global. I recognize that. It's global. We're no longer isolated people. It's a total global community. We're citizens of the world these days through social media, and that's a good thing. Okay, love y'all. Life is continuing to be exciting and interesting. Bye bye.